In the 1970s, the city of Salem, Massachusetts underwent a period of urban renewal. And as many other similar aging cities were looking to revitalize, the Salem Redevelopment Authority would begin with turning several blocks of Essex Street into a pedestrian foot mall, tearing down a number of historic buildings in the surrounding few blocks. By the end of the decade, as the popularity of enclosed shopping centers was rising, construction on the adjacent East India Mall would begin, opening in 1979 as a small 84,000 square foot 50-tenant shopping mall on the grounds of the former Paramount Theater. The mall marketed itself as being the best-kept secret in the city, but on the back end, it seemed to be more cursed than secretive. Locals recall the original mall's design being poorly laid out, leading to frequent foot traffic congestion, and the 1,000-car parking garage built overhead of the mall would lead to a number of maintenance issues in later years. After a number of failed revitalization plans, the mall got its first permanent owner in 2001, and since that time, as with much of the city, it comes alive during the tourist season, but operates quietly the rest of the year, making the Which City Mall a strange and unique shopping center to delve into. First announced in 1975, construction would be delayed 3 years as the builder and city were involved in disputes, with the first stores not opening until August 1978. And though they planned to have the entire complex open by the holiday season that year, yet again delays pushed it back to completely opening spring 1981. Around the same time, Salem's mayor Jean Levesque would sign a controversial ordinance bypassing the state's blue law, allowing for businesses to be open on Sundays, much to the pleasure of the mall and nearby Pickering Wharf tenants. By 1982, East India Square's open-air food court section on one end of the mall was noted as being regularly packed, along with two popular sit-down restaurants, that of Wayless 2 Chinese and the Romagnoli's Table, the second Italian restaurant opened by husband and wife chefs Gianfranco and Margaret Romagnoli, who hosted a PBS show by the same name. This year, a 3-screen SAC movie theater would open on the other end of the mall, celebrating with an auction to benefit the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Clowns handing out balloons, and daily free concerts for an entire week ended with a folk and craft fair. But the rest of the mall continued to struggle, failing to maintain tenants, and remained only about 75% occupied. Security issues also were present, with frequent thefts from the parking lot. But the biggest incident came the same time Romagnoli's Table was closing in January 1983, when a security guard would hit a boy to the ground, in which a lawsuit would allege knocked one of his teeth out. The lawsuit did not specify the age of the boy or what led up to the incident. By the end of 1983, East India Square was sold to a Boston-based realty company for $2.25 million, and the new owners would set about updating the facade, upgrading the food court, installing new ceiling and lighting, and bringing in a large number of push-cart vendors, or what today we would know as kiosks that reside in the concourse of malls. Despite also sponsoring and hosting a number of events such as marathons, clown shows, and plays, the mall was still struggling by 1985 when the connected Almies department store announced its closure after having operated in Salem since 1858 and was considered the anchor store for the mall. Though the city put forth discussions on expanding the mall and working to bring in a new anchor, nothing was done. And in 1987, the mall was sold yet again for $3.4 million, this time to a local law firm that had previously renovated the Hawthorne Hotel and had now set their sights on the struggling downtown area. In an effort to capitalize on the nearby Peabody Museum, they would rename it to the Museum Place Mall. But the center's bad luck continued, and the owners were at least twice denied the $750,000 loan to renovate the mall, as requested. And in 1994, they would default on their mortgage. After no other bidders showed up, the bank would purchase the mall themselves for $2.3 million. By this time, the mall was about 40% vacant, losing the movie theater in 1994. The city would try to help revitalize this struggling mall, helping facilitate local cinema chain Flick Theaters, opening it as their 6th movie theater in their line. And the local Social Security offices also moved into the mall. In 1996, Museum Place was sold for just $1 million to another pair of businessmen who owned the Athlete's Corner shoe chain. And the mall was closed for a massive renovation that was planned to open by Thanksgiving to full tenancy. But once more, the big plans didn't quite turn out. And in 2001, the mall was sold again to the newly formed Marley Properties. In a repeating cycle, Museum Place remained largely underutilized until 2011, when a new charter school opened inside the former Social Security offices, and a kid-friendly haunted house began operating next door. Two years later, after concerns were raised about its crowded space, the charter school expanded to the second-floor office area at the top of the staircase, where it operates still today. Since that time, the owners have focused on the only thing that seems to ever have had much success at the mall: its tourism, food, and entertainment options. A regular haunted house and monster museum operate seasonally in the large section of the mall, and a psychic and witchcraft exposition is the mall's major annual event each October. To further this, they rebranded to Witch City Mall in 2017. Though were chastised for not following proper zoning regulations 2 years later, when Salem residents' long-running frustration with the mall boiled over in a meeting, complaining of the trash thrown off of the parking garage and the mall bathrooms, which had long earned a reputation as the most disgusting in the entire city during peak tourist season. So much so that the nearby businesses have signs stating they do not maintain those bathrooms. Oh, I can smell this one too. Oh my god, it's all graphed up. I'm putting a Ruin Road sticker in here. While Marley Properties has been the longest standing owner of the former East India Square, outlasting all previous owners combined, Witch City Mall remains much like it was in its early days, a curious white elephant, standing as a reminder of ambitions yet to be fully realized. So, if you find yourself in Salem soaking up its rich history, be sure to stop by Witch City Mall for a stroll through this uniquely quirky shopping spot. But just a friendly tip, perhaps steer clear of those bathrooms.
Huh.